This video may seem weirdly contradictory, but when we heard that Lady Lindsey Graham died late yesterday, immediately conspiracy theories started swirling. Like, oh, he died from a sudden short illness right after he got back from Ukraine. That's immediately suspicious. I'm trying to do better about not posting videos from people that I strongly disagree with, either because I don't think it's right to platform them or because I'm not really dunking on them specifically. It's more this whole concept of people immediately, on the left, immediately jumping to conspiracy theories when they are given a little trickle of information and it doesn't make sense in their brain, right? Or conspiracy theories are really good for making viral content, right? If you're like, that seems sus, then immediately it goes very, very viral. I also think that we are living in a time when conspiracy theories are much more likely to proliferate. We don't know what's true and what's not. There are so many things that we previously were ignorant of that over the last year and a half we have become educated about. And because it is that kind of loss of innocence, it now makes us all, it's not once bitten, twice shy. It's not even that we're skeptical now, it's that we are unmoored and it's difficult for us to figure out whether somebody is telling us something truthful. We are disinclined to believe authority figures, the media. We know that the government is full of a bunch of fucking liars, right? And so when we get a statement, our immediate response is to question it or to think like something far more nefarious is going on. So I saw a bunch of creators and two of them were like really viral videos claiming like, seems like something happened to Lindsey Graham. No, he is just a man in his he was a man in his 70s who traveled a lot on airplanes. He had some cardiac issues, he had some known health issues, and he experienced an aortic dissection, which is a short illness. It's not a great way to go. I'm not a doctor, but I know enough to know that an aortic dissection is not a great way to go. You can feel however you want about that. And I've been very critical of creators in the past who know that what they're doing is spreading conspiracy theories because they know that it will get clicks and they know that it will make them lots of money. I think if we are on the left and part of our goal is to try to get us to a place where the concept of truth is restored, right? Donald Trump's America is a post-truth America. He developed and put out and normalized post-truth politics where he will just say whatever, there's no fact-checking, everybody is entirely credulous and believes him, or even if they don't believe him, nobody wants to say that the emperor has no clothes. Nobody wants to acknowledge, right? This is how narcissistic abusers behave. It is all of these loyalty tests. The cult leader has loyalty tests where you know something is not right, you know that what he's saying is complete and total horseshit, and yet you are expected to essentially gaslight yourself and say, yes, I believe what dear leader is saying. Yes, his version of the truth must be the truth. What he's saying now supplants reality and becomes truth. It really fucks with all of us. It's not just his loyal followers who, when in a press conference, he's nodding off, right? And they're all acting smiley in front of the camera. It's like a press conference and they're not acknowledging, they're not pointing out that Donald Trump is a demented old fuck who's falling asleep in the middle of the day. They're pretending like it's not happening even though they can see it. It is that loyalty test, that indoctrination, that stripping away of your own common sense and your own ability to have good judgment that happens when you see something that's truthful and you're told to deny it. You're told that as a loyalty test, to prove that you are going to be safe within the cult, you must deny the truth. You must deny reality over and over again. This is what Donald Trump has done. This is what cult leaders do, but this is what Donald Trump has done to an entire nation. And corporate legacy media has helped him do it. We've seen so many headlines that just regurgitate what he has said, accept it uncritically, frame it as if it were factual. Same thing when we hear statements from DHS, ICE, various agencies from this government where they are lying through their fucking teeth. Janine Pirro comes to mind, lying through their fucking teeth. And it is reported in the press like this must be true. When we have a culture like that, it's so hard for us to trust ourselves. That's what they want, for you to not be able to trust your own good judgment, right? And so it's easier to fall for conspiracy theories. Also, at a time when everything feels batshit crazy and all of these things that we thought were out of the realm of possibility are actually true, it's comforting to believe in conspiracy theories because sometimes what is at play is that you feel foolish. I'm not saying you particularly, like the generic you. I feel foolish, right? That I thought this thing wasn't really happening, or like I didn't really understand how hard the oligarchy was fucking all of us, or I didn't understand the depth of the Epstein files. I'm not saying that's me in particular, but you know what I mean, right? Somebody can have this awakening, they can have the scales fall from their eyes, and then they feel like I should have known better. I should have known better. I'm embarrassed that I didn't. So the next time there's something that comes up, they want to believe that they have this special insider knowledge where they knew about it first before everybody else. They were not going to be one of the ones who was hoodwinked. They had special knowledge. They had power. Their insight was better. Their ability to do pattern recognition or whatever was somehow better than everybody else. This is why people fall for conspiracies. They're also really, really comforting in a world where we're very isolated. Conspiracy theories breed community, like a really toxic community that builds up around like true crime people or like QAnon people. It gives you a way to connect with other human beings and share that kind of like special secret. We're in the in club together, right? We're all here over here with this special information, and we're dissecting things, and we're truth seekers in a way that other people aren't. And I think that is an attempt to have that connection and community. So in some ways, I don't blame people for falling for conspiracies. We know that conspiracies are a way to control all of us. They're also a way to deflect from what's really happening. Like Pizzagate, for example, so much of QAnon was all an attempt to take little grains of truth from the Epstein files and then deflect and distract from it. Conspiracy theories really harm our ability to get justice because they obscure the truth. They obscure the truth. They make things that the people causing harm are doing get blended in, muddled in with all of these conspiracies. But I was frustrated to see people with zero evidence claiming like somebody must have taken Lindsey Graham out, right? Like that could have happened at any time, right? There could have been a honeypot plant on grind. I hate using the term honeypot. I think that's a terrible, terrible term, but there could have been a grinder plant that took him out, or there could have been anything. And so when you look at somebody in their 70s who has died of a sudden illness, like let's just wait for more information. Let's not start concocting conspiracies on social media because it will get 100,000 likes. Now we know he's had an aortic dissection, which is not a great way to go. But I want to add another layer to it that makes it even harder. It fucks with our heads even more. It makes it even harder because while we are hearing this news about Lindsey Graham, we also got the release of this photo claiming to be Mitch McConnell in, I guess, like long-term rehab with his wife. And immediately the entire internet is like, we're not fucking buying this. This looks AI generated. This looks, nobody uses the term photoshopped anymore, but it looks doctored. Does not look like a legitimate image. How is it after suffering a major health event, which he's claiming is pneumonia and other people said was a massive heart attack? How is it that he looks better than ever? Where are the blue lips? Where are the blue hands? Where are all of the signs that a very frail 84-year-old man is looking consistent with the way he has looked for the last several years? He looks better than he's looked in almost a decade. It's this whole other layer of fuckery where it's just almost impossible for us to trust anything that is presented to us. Who is an authority that we can look to? We become increasingly suspicious. We become increasingly, I don't want to say paranoid, neurotic. We look for more and more conspiracy theories to follow. I'm not claiming that image of Mitch McConnell is not doctored because, I just want to acknowledge that it's a really difficult time to be a person in America trying to be tethered to the truth, trying to look for facts and follow the data. We're looking at APAC, we're looking at billionaires, we're looking at all of this dark money that is funneling misinformation, disinformation, fucking with our politics, fucking with our media, upholding the regime. All of that is happening, right? The AI tech bros are lying to us, feeding us absolute horseshit. Dana Bash and Jake Tapper on CNN are fucking lying to us all of the time. It's so difficult to know who to trust. And I want to acknowledge that if you are in a position where you're finding yourself being tempted to fall for conspiracies, or you're finding yourself feeling like you can't trust what's presented to you, and that undercuts your own ability to trust your own judgment. I think a lot of Americans are in the same position that you're in. We are living in Donald Trump's post-truth America, and it's it's rough, you guys. I don't necessarily have solutions for how we manage it, and I would welcome suggestions.